Slop, what's going on? We are back today. We are actually pre-recording this. I am going to be traveling tomorrow. Lucky Team
Pre-recorded.
pre-recorded. So,
What if the people have questions?
questions, email me. Hit this little chat box up in the bottom right, and I'll take
We'll be
care
back Monday anyways. I'm just messing around.
We will be back on Monday. So, yeah, I'm traveling tomorrow. So,
Where you going? Anywhere good?
I'm actually going to Mississippi, so traveling down there, about an 8-hour drive. Told the wife she's going to have to drive, so
They have
I'll.
gambling there?
They do, but not online. So actually, like right before we leave Tennessee, I'm going to have to get in any bets for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be brutal.
That's like going back in time. You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
literally, like you're going like literally back to the past, not back to the future.
Definitely not Back to the Future. Yeah, no. So yeah, traveling through Tennessee, I'll be able to place a couple bets there before I leave. But yeah, going to be in Mississippi for a few days. So we're pre-recording this. So all of the EV bets that you guys see, they're not going to be for Thursday. They'll be for Wednesday.
Yep.
So
They're actually gone.
they are actually gone.
You're gonna wish you had those.
Very true. Wish you had some of those dingers. So.
You know what we could talk about is NFL futures because you know what's going to happen tomorrow or actually today for the people watching this? The Hall of Fame game. NFL's back, my friend.
I like that. Let's do that, and then we'll get started with the kind of OddsJam 101. So I know we were talking before we came on here, just some of the different futures that are out there, and we can jump into those here in just a little bit. But I have to ask you: is the Lions shirt? Are you a Lions fan, or was that for?
That was last year. I had a great year as a Lions fan. I took them. I think it was over 6.5 wins. I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what I did. It was the win total, and then I also had them to go to the playoffs. And they got to the win total, but they did not get to the playoffs. But still, it was an electric season. I had a great time as a Lions fan, actually caring about their games every week and all that. Like they started, I don't know if you remember, they started really slow.
They did,
and there was no chance of them like even getting the win total, or much less going to the playoffs. They actually got to the win total. They kind of caught a little bit of fire, almost made the playoffs. I think like the last day was where it got decided. So I did get my full money's worth just because I was watching in week 18. But yeah, did not make it. But this year there will be a new team, my friend. I'm not sure who that's going to be yet, but I'm figuring out who it's going to be very soon.
So with that Lions win total, you felt the need to buy a Lions shirt, right?
Well, I mean, if you want to support your team, I mean, I was a big-time super fan, like big super fan. So, you know, I had them. I'm trying to think. I knew I was going to at least have them for 7 weeks. So I needed a shirt. I got a shirt before the season started, and I'm still rocking it today. I wear it now when I work out and when I mow the yard.
I like it. Well, speaking of the Lions, they are right now to win the Super Bowl 24-1. That's the best number. That best number is on Pinnacle. So if you're not in Canada, you're not taking that. But if you're looking to bet the Lions, best number 22-1. Bet Rivers, DraftKings, Caesars, and MGM. So you know this screen is awesome to be able to line shop really anything. We're going to talk about futures today for a little bit and then jump in, but it's great to just look at games in general, to find the best number that's out there. And so I know before we started, you wanted to go to the AFC, and there's definitely some value on a team, and I kind of like it. I think I can definitely get behind it. So who do you like in the AFC to well, maybe you don't like them to come out of the AFC, but there's value in this team.
All right, so I was talking to the great Nick Costas today. He's on You Better Bet, the radio show / podcast. And we were talking about futures. And I think we kind of both agreed you want to take, like, if you're going to take your wild swings, you're doing it now, you know, because you want to get a shot at, like the Eagles last year, having the Eagles in the championship game. I was so jealous. A lot of people had the 49ers and the Eagles, but they had giant tickets on both. So they're watching that championship Sunday game like a king. You know what I mean? Like you can't lose. Like no matter who wins this game, you're going to get paid in a major way. And I would love for that to happen to me. But what you're going to have to do is find that wild swing team. You got to find them probably now. Like now is the time to start looking if you want to get, the best price, which obviously we do. And one team that came to mind was the Titans. I just think they're not that bad. You know what I mean? And they kind of have a path to the playoffs. The Jaguars are the only thing standing in their way in their division. Don't get me wrong, the Jags are probably pretty good, but anything can happen. I mean, I'm not saying I want this to happen, but what if Trevor Lawrence got hurt? Where are the Jaguars? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And you just look at these odds here. Look at the last three teams that have the worst odds: Tennessee, Indianapolis, Houston, all in the same division. So,
yep.
One of these teams, I'm not very high on Jacksonville this year. I know a lot of people are.
They could be, bro. Randall, they could be. You know what I mean? But they haven't shown us yet.
Right. No, 100%. I had the Chargers last year in that AFC playoff game. So that was maybe a little bit of bias, but I think you make a great point. If Lawrence gets hurt, someone else has to win the AFC South. I mean, it's probably not going to be the Jags. And the next team I would say is Tennessee. I'm not sold on Richardson with Indianapolis. I just don't. I don't see it there. And the Texans, I mean, they are what they are. So I think the Tennessee Titans at 60-1. If you look at that, it's at Caesars. Bet Rivers has 38-1. Pinnacle's sitting 56-1. DraftKings 55-1. So there's definitely some value. You can see the average odds there for the Titans are 47-1. So you're snagging 60-1. I think you could definitely make a case. And it's one of those things, if you're holding Titans 60-1 and it's, I don't know, wild card weekend or the next round of the playoffs, whatever it is, you have the ability to hedge as well. 60-1 ticket, let's say whoever they're playing against is a, I don't know, 6.5 point favorite, minus 245, 250, 260, whatever it is. I mean, you're not laying a ton of juice to hedge it. So opens you up to hedging possibilities as well. So I do like the Titans with you as maybe a sleeper team with value. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're talking about a 60-1 team. So, I mean, it's not like this is like super likely, but I see the path, and I think that if you wanted to do it, you'd have to do it now. But using the screen, I mean, there are some that, like, they're not even close. So, you just found something just by, like I said, just open up the screen, just look. I mean, like finding discrepancies in a futures market might be pretty easy. So I was looking, there's something else in the NFC too.
Yeah.
What does Randall have for a tight? I can't see it.
Let's take a look at the NFC here real quick. So I mean, the Buccaneers average odds 47-1. You can get 60-1. Rams 35-1 average odds. You can get 45-1 on DraftKings. Packers average odds 22-1. You can get 30-1. So, I mean, there's definitely some value. You can look at those average odds. You can see, kind of what the books are pricing it. I mean, there's no way I'm taking any of those top three teams to win the NFC. I don't know about you, but Eagles, Niners, Cowboys at those numbers, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of interest in any of those teams.
Well, see, you wouldn't bet those right now. You know what I mean? You just got to wait for those guys. Maybe they stumble early, something like that. Like the Niners are in a great spot to stumble early. Yeah. So maybe that happens because they're in a good division. Or I'm sorry, a good division for them because like the other teams, like they are horrible.
Right.
I think the Rams and Cardinals are both like, yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, so they're out. So it's a 2-team race. And, if you did stumble early, you can still win your division, get in. And they're a team that it's a chip in a chair. That's all they need, so,
Yeah, and, you bring up a good point. I mean, if the Niners lose, week 1 at Pittsburgh, which I think is definitely a possibility. They're 2.5 point favorite. Their odds to win the NFC are maybe they go up a little bit, but those are those teams, Cowboys, Niners, Eagles. I mean, if you place a bet on either of these three right now, I think you can probably get a better number at some point in the season. I think the Eagles actually lose week 1 to the Patriots. So, the books aren't going to overreact, but, just looking at some teams, I mean, Giants here, 25-1. They obviously had a pretty solid year last year, fell flat on their face against the Eagles, but I like the Giants. So I think that's how you can look at it as well, Slop. I think I like the Giants week 1. So if you're looking to take them to win the division, or I'm sorry, to win the conference, you'd want to do that now because that 25-1 number is going to be gone if they win week 1. If they lose, maybe stays the same, but they're beating the Cowboys, who are roughly plus 600. So now is the time, like you said, to take some flyers on those, and who knows what happens when you get to those championship games on Championship Sunday.
100%. And like I said, dude, if we're sitting there watching Championship Sunday, there's a chance that you could have all 4 teams at giant numbers.
Yep.
Like, there is a chance. I'm not saying it's likely. No one's saying that. But I'm just saying, like, you're putting yourself in a position by starting now with your wild, long shot. Like, but again, we saw the Eagles last year. I know they weren't, 60-1, but they were damn sure not plus 350. You know what I mean? Like, they were not in that mix.
Right. What do you think, real quick, and then we'll jump into kind of our normal piece. What do you think about the NFC South? You've got the Saints at 17-1, the Falcons at 35-1 to win the NFC. I mean, I legitimately think those are the only 2 teams that have a chance. So I think you could get some good value there as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. The Falcons, like, everybody is on them, but I mean, I wouldn't count the Saints out. I mean, I see your Drew Brees jersey.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the car pickup, but we'll see. He's with Dennis Allen again, so maybe he can show up.
I don't think, but the thing is, though, he doesn't have to be great. Like, no one's asking him to be a Hall of Famer to win the NFC South this season. So it's
Right.
just don't be horrible. I mean, Michael Thomas will be back, right? I mean, he's probably the same. I bet you there was something weird with him and, like, I don't know, the organization or something, because
something's going on there. But yeah, I think they're minus 170 or so to win the South. So they win that division, they're going to host a playoff game. I mean, nobody wants to play in the Dome in New Orleans.
No.
So 17-1, it looks pretty good.
Playoffs, I mean, anything can really happen. I mean, we've seen it. So if you got a bunch of, like I said, if you got a bunch of, the best of numbers, man, you could have 6 or 7 teams and still walk with cash.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Take a few, and as long as you get one, you've got a chance. So, jumping into kind of our OddsJam 101, which is probably why a lot of you are here. But we're going to continue to talk football. I think we got to do that every Monday, Thursday. We can't leave that out, especially with football starting, Monday night games, Thursday night games. So we'll run through all of that. We'll see if there's some EV plays out there. We'll take a look. We'll see if there's anything EV for the Browns Jets. We'll do a little search there. But before you get started, first things first with OddsJam, Slop, I know you have every book in Massachusetts and know how important it is. This page on OddsJam, this is under the promotions page. We just changed our layout here, but if you go to resources, you go to the promotions page, we're going to show you every single book that's in your state, as well as the best sign-up bonus. So take advantage of all these sign-up bonuses. And I'll tell you what, if you sign up for one of these books, if you use this link, say you sign up for Sleeper, you use code OddsJam to sign up, you make a deposit, you send me proof, I'll get you set up with a couple months free of OddsJam. So doesn't get much better than that, does it, Slop?
No, not at all. You're like Santa Claus, dude. But better.
Hey, football's here. Got to do something, right?
I mean, dude, I can't wait. I might bet the preseason.
Yeah, even the preseason.
I'm dead serious. I might bet the preseason.
Well, we'll before we leave, we'll give out a play of the preseason game. We'll place a bet. So definitely check out all of the promotions that are out there in your state. And like I said, sign up for some of those books. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a message here on this chat icon, and I will get you set up with a couple complimentary months of OddsJam for doing so. So yeah, we're going to jump over to a couple of the different tools, kind of show you guys how to use them. Typically, if you have questions, drop them in the chat. Today, if you have questions, drop them in the chat on the website or email me, Randall at OddsJam. We're going to start out with the ARB page. This is where I started with OddsJam. Easiest way to make risk-free money. If I had PointsBet and Bet Rivers, which again, this is why it's important to have every single book, I could place a bet on this PointsBet side. I could place a bet on the Bet Rivers side, 240 on one side, 95 on the other. I'm going to make a risk-free $4.20 of profit. Doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if I do that 10 times a day, free $40. So great way to build your bankroll through arbitrage. But the most popular page, and definitely Slop's favorite page on OddsJam, is the EV tool. When you start with the EV tool, we are going to show you the recommended filters are going to be on. We're going to show you the best bets that are out there all throughout the day based on all of the data we have, all of the back testing that we've done. And we're going to show you those all in one place. So the goal on this page, bet as many of these plays as you can. All of the plays that are in green are plays you want to bet. Now, you might ask, how do I know how much to bet? When you start OddsJam, we ask you what your bankroll is. We've gone over this before. Your bankroll is the amount of money that you can afford to lose, no impact on your life whatsoever. So you input your bankroll. We show you the recommended bet size based on that. So for this Drew Smiley prop tonight, over 5.5 strikeouts plus 138, based on the bankroll that I have input, the recommended bet size would be $90. So you want to make sure you follow these recommended bet sizes. If you're not comfortable with what we're telling you to bet, you can just go in and lower your bankroll. There's nothing wrong with that. Find an amount, a maximum amount that you're comfortable with that shows up on the EV page, and hammer as many bets as you can. So if you turn the recommended filters off, the only thing that I do is I set the market width to 40 cents as a maximum. You're going to see a lot of the same plays that you saw on the recommended filters page, but you'll also see some newer ones as well. This is basically showing you plays that have a very efficient market. So the lower this market width number, the more efficient the market is, meaning that people have bet on both sides. The books have a very, real understanding of what that line should be. And then we're showing you the expected value of that. Now, if you're like Slop and you want to take a little bit of a risk, you can clear all of those filters. And you are going to notice a lot of much higher EV plays, but also much wider plays in terms of market width. And that is the home run specials. So Slop, any of these plays that you've bet today, or maybe you bet and they were in some of your parlays or plays you hit that are no longer there?
All right, so the Cardinals guys are not there anymore. They were there earlier. Goldschmidt and Arenado. So keep going down. See if we got them.
Okay.
I think Goldschmidt was at.
Here's Arenado right here, plus 420. What'd you get?
Arenado was plus 430 at FanDuel earlier today.
Nice.
I like him, and I like Goldschmidt was 500 at Win. And I mean, they got Joe Ryan tonight, man, and he is an absolute pinata. I mean, he has been getting just demolished. Think about this: 13 dingers he's given up in his last 28 innings pitched.
Wow,
that doesn't even seem real, right? Like you don't hit. So, and the thing is, I think 16 of the 21 homers he's given up this season have all been to righties. and it's his four-seam fastball that guys are just smoking. Both of those guys smoke four-seamers. So give me one of them. But again, if you don't like, look at some of the numbers on Arenado.
Yep.
I mean,
Plus 420.
and then but look at the other elsewhere. I mean, if you're not looking at this, you would end up taking him 340 somewhere.
Yeah, plus 340 on MGM. So yeah, I mean, if we bet this same guy, just for example purposes, $100. If I bet him on MGM, you bet him for $100 on FanDuel. You're making $80 more because you bet it at FanDuel. So if he hits home,
yeah, you have to have all the books. Like, I mean, you can't. That's not even the same bet.
no,
you know what I mean? To me, like, I don't know that I would tell. I was like, yeah, I don't know about 340. I remember I was looking at all the stuff this morning, and it was like, all right, I kind of like these guys. But then the next thing you do is you go to the market and look for them and see like what's being offered. You know what I mean? Like, you don't just take them because you like them.
right?
Like, I mean, like plus 340, I don't like him that much. But plus 430, I got him at. Yeah, I definitely like him for plus 430. And then Goldschmidt is the same way. I think he was on there somewhere. But he was plus 500. If you go look around, it was plus, in the low fours and stuff like that. And you're like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, so let's take a look at that. I think that's a good example to kind of show how the odds move. So you said you got Goldschmidt at what, plus 500?
He was 500 at win.
So yeah, I don't have win here in Illinois, but we can still see. So, he's plus 500 on PointsBet, but other books plus 475, plus 420, plus 450. So yeah, I mean, these odds definitely move. It doesn't look like Pinnacle is offering one on Goldschmidt, but yeah, plus 500 is far and away better than the average odds of plus 446. So you definitely got the value there. You snagged it from the EV page this morning, and you have a solid bet. So
check out Lindor, Francisco Lindor from the Mets. He was another one at win. He was high up on the page, but you don't have him there. So but see if you can find him there. Like, he was. I want to say I saw a 315 on him, and I was like, wow, like 315 or 500, huh? I wonder what I'm gonna. You know what I mean? Like, that's not even remotely
tough decision there. So Lindor, yeah. What'd you say you got him at?
500 at win.
So 500 at win. So I mean, it looks like he's plus 540 at Bet Rivers, but look what he is at Caesars.
What's he at Caesars?
Plus 295.
Yeah, I mean, like what? Like what?
Yeah. So just as an example, if you only have Caesars and you follow Slop and he's telling you to bet Lindor, you're making $500 if he hits a home run on $100 bet. This person is making $295. I mean, it's $205 more, and you sign up for these books, they're giving you free money to sign up. So not only that, but you have the ability to get the best odds. And I mean, football season, we've been talking about it a lot. As you know, very, very important. Taking a team at minus 2.5 versus minus 3 because you have multiple books can be the difference between a push and a loss.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry,
that's not the same bet.
No, not even the same.
Like, you don't have, like, if you said, "Oh, I'm on the Lions today," I mean, at what? You know what I mean? Because like, if you got 2.5, and I was like, "Okay, cool, I'm going to follow you," and I went and took 3, I didn't follow you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't have the same bet.
Yeah, and speaking of, that's actually a great example. Let's just check that out because that line is different. So, I mean, if you're taking this game, let's say, again, hypothetically, you only have MGM. You're getting the Lions at plus 6.5. You literally could have any other book, Caesars, FanDuel, DraftKings, Bet Rivers, any of these books, and you can take the Lions at plus 7 for, I mean, a little bit more juice, but rightfully so. It's a key number, but you're getting a half a point. So if the Chiefs win by exactly a touchdown, you bet it on MGM, you lose. You bet it on Caesars, it's a push, you get your money back. So, you've got to have all of the books, and that's where the EV page really shows that, or at least kind of um, leads you to getting multiple books, because you're going to see more bets with the more books you have. So if I only have, let's say for example, Caesars right now, I've got 124 plays with all of the books that I have selected. If I solely go to Caesars, let's just say that that's the only book I have. Let's see if I can find Caesars. So if I only have Caesars, so I went from 122 bets with Caesars, or with every book, down to 3 with Caesars. So one book, I get 3 bets, and 2 of them are, or one of them is 2.5, 3 weeks away. The other one's not until this Saturday, and one's today. So you need multiple books. Again, I'm telling you, go to that page, sign up for a book, make a deposit, send me proof. I'll get you set up with something free from OddsJam. So that's the EV page.
The other thing, though, Randall, about all that, like you're saying, what you get is you only get 3 bets. Here's what, it's more about what you don't get. You don't get to play the home run bet we were talking about earlier. You can't play plus 295. You know what I mean? Like you can't play that. So it's what you don't get too. Which is a giant problem with just having one book.
Yeah, very true. And Caesars, I would say, probably one of, maybe outside of WinBet. I don't have WinBet, but I know you do, and I know people that do. WinBet has an awesome rewards program, but Caesars has a great rewards program as well. Yep. They give you free bets every month once you reach certain tiers.
Did I tell you what I'm doing? Starting really soon, maybe possibly Monday, I've decided to become a Win Black member, and I'm going to do it on this stream with the low hold page
right here. Yep. So yeah, what Slop is referring to there is you can level up in these. Oh, I'm going to have to change my state to Massachusetts, or we're not going to have any bets because I'm not in Massachusetts. But what Slop is referring to is the ability with the low holds page to churn through bonuses, or in this case, what he's trying to do, level up to that membership. So Slop right now, if you wanted to get started early, you could place $100 bet on WinBet for the Cubs team total over 5.5. You could bet 113 on the Cubs under 5.5. You're not going to lose a dime, and you're going to rack up some reward points at WinBet. So
I should do 200.
You should do 200. If you do 200, you're going to do 226 on the Cubs under 5.5. So
I think they'll both take that from me too, which is huge.
That is huge. So that right there is a perfect example of how you can, just rack up rewards in these sports books. And one thing that you might do as well, as a user, or something that I've done, if I had WinBet and Caesars, I can bet 147 on WinBet. I can bet 100 on Caesars. I'm going to lose 82 cents, but I'm going to get reward points in both of those books. So if you find those reward points to be valuable, which they are, you get free bets, you get deposit matches, you get free hotel stays. This low holds page is your best friend. It's also great if, let's say, MGM gives you a $500 deposit match. You can come here to the low holds page and you can find a play that has a low hold, in terms of what the books are going to keep by you betting both sides. If you were to bet 500 on the Falcons in week 1, or I'm sorry, that's not week 1. No, that is week 1. 500 on the Falcons in week 1, 325, 326 on Pinnacle. Assuming you had Pinnacle, you'd lose about $3.84. But of that $500 deposit, you're going to clear, let's say, $495 in profit. So very great tool on OddsJam.
What am I doing? I'm under. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm trying to do that. So I'm doing under 5.5 at FanDuel.
Yeah, and it looks like it may have moved.
Yeah, to 115.
Yeah, it was 113. So yeah, that's a perfect example. Speed is everything. I mean, if Slop had his books pulled up, we didn't know we were going to try to place bets. You weren't
Yeah,
ready.
I didn't know that. Oh, I would have had it. I'm ready. Dude, I'm telling you, I think it's only 70,000 for a black. So I think I can do that.
We'll just every Monday, Wednesday, we'll try to find a play. It should be very easy once football
Thursday.
starts. I'm sorry, Thursday. It's Wednesday today. Thrown off.
Yeah,
So
hey, that future us.
So yeah, the low holds page is great for that. And then the last page that I think is very very helpful is the free bet page. Um, if you get free bets from the sports books, let's say you get a $100 free bet from DraftKings. This is not your risk free bet. This is just a free bet that they give you. You could come here, you could throw it on West Virginia on DraftKings. You could bet 915 on Penn State on Caesars. You're going to make a risk-free $83. So if you were to throw this $100 free bet on something that was minus 110, you're going to make basically $90 if it wins. Or you can use this and you can make a guaranteed 83. Zero risk, zero sweat. Penn State, West Virginia, they obviously can't tie. Someone has to win, someone has to lose. So you can turn your free bets into, straight into cash if you want. So free bet page or the free bet conversion tool is another nice feature on OddsJam. So Slop, do you use this a whole lot, or do you fire those free bets on some long shot parlays?
I did when we first went live, but now I don't really get any free bets anymore. FanDuel will give them to me for Dinger Tuesday, but I just save those for like my home run parlays.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something you can do.
Like $5. You know what I mean? Like they'll give you like $5. Like, you know what I found last night was if a player doesn't play, like example Jake Berger, he did not play last night because he got traded to the Cubs or the Marlins. So I still had him though. Well, they gave me credit for the 2 home runs that were hitting that game.
Oh, nice. I did
So
not know they. Yeah,
I didn't know that. I counted that as they wouldn't do that because like he's not playing. But
yeah, they must have changed that in their terms, because I remember Dinger Tuesday a couple of years ago. I get the worst promo on Dinger Tuesday. I think they only let me bet one game, but if the player didn't play, you just didn't get credit for it. So
yeah, which I expected.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. So yeah, and then one last tool that some of you might be interested in is our fantasy optimizer. You've got all of these books up top here: Prize Picks, Underdog, Parlay Play, Boom Fantasy, Fliff, Hot Streak, Jock Market, Sleeper, Sports Battle, Super Draft, and Thrive. We show you, all of the best plays, tons of esports. If you're not interested in esports, you can obviously deselect those, but as you do that, you'll see that the number of opportunities, drops a little bit. But you can use this page to build profitable 5 and 6 pick entries for Prize Picks. The 3 or the 5 pick on Underdog, and this is a great tool for those of you that are not in legal states. You only have access to these books. So the optimizer is another great tool as well. To take advantage of while you're on OddsJam, or if you are in a legal state like Illinois that has these player prop apps, you can use those as well. So
what I did yesterday? Ooh, my dog's going nuts. My dog loves this. All right, so what I did yesterday was I started to do Underdog, Prize Picks, and Parlay Play, and Jock Market, just blindly taking picks from there. And I think it's going to work, dude. I think I won on every one of those sites yesterday. Somehow, I have no idea what I'm doing. Esports. I don't even know what esports is.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
I couldn't tell you either, but yeah, it's literally. It's as simple as click the put the green plays in your
green. Yeah, green is good. Red is bad, and that's all I know. So
green is good. Worked. Yeah, and
I forgot too. I forgot I even did it until you just said that. I went to check this morning, and some of them weren't done yet. But yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of OddsJam. You don't have to know who the quarterback of the Jets or the Browns is. You can just bet and trust the data and follow the math. So before we go though, Slop, because this is going to be showing on Thursday. Hall of Fame game is obviously tomorrow night. Tonight, if you're watching this, Jets Browns. This line has kind of been all over the place. I saw earlier in the week the Browns were actually -2. Now the Jets are -1.5, -2 in some spots. I'm going to assume that, I don't know, maybe the line movement is an indication that Rodgers is going to play a drive or two. You never obviously know until the game starts, or if you find something for preseason. Preseason can be very profitable to bet if you can find some angles and you can get, kind of coaching insight of how long these guys are going to play. But what's your play here in the Hall of Fame game for Thursday?
I would either flip a coin, literally. But here's the thing. I joke, but there's a chance guys could actually play in this, whereas in years past, they would never play in if it was a 5th preseason game and they were trying to fight to get to 3. Now they're down to 3. You could get a drive from a starter. It wouldn't be that ridiculous. So
True.
So there is that. I would have to read more on who's going to play. They will tell you day of, though. That's the thing. Those coaches will legitimately say, who's going to play, who's not playing, blah, 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 how much, what they're looking to work on. Like, they are blatant about just what they're trying to do in the preseason, which is cool. So you got to kind of read tea leaves there. But I'm going to check to see tomorrow. I'm just going to hit the button, the Positive VV page, and see what pops up.
Probably let's
but I have no idea, bro.
I don't either, and I'm definitely not going to give. I'm not going to give a play out here because I don't have any
reason to. Like, I would like. What are we doing? Like, I don't know. Like, maybe the Jets, maybe the Browns. Like, what are we? We don't know anything.
I will tell you, every time I go to look at this game, I think Packers because of Aaron Rodgers. That's taking some getting used to. But yeah, right now as we record, no EV plays in this game. If there are, they'll show up. You can search by game on OddsJam. So, if you wanted to find a bet for the Cardinals game tonight, here are all of the plays for that Cardinals game. We got player strikeouts. We've got money line.
That is huge.
All kinds.
I didn't know you could do that, bro.
Yeah, you can. Sunday Night Football. That was one thing when we were kind of developing these filters. Is how cool would it be when the Cowboys and the Giants play week 1 of Sunday Night Football, and it's 7 Eastern, 15 minutes before the game starts. You can hop on OddsJam. You can type in Giants. You can type in Cowboys. You can play some last minute bets that have an edge. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's huge.
Or if you're looking to bet Lions every week, you can find plays that have an edge from your Lions. Even that. So, yeah, we're gonna call this stream here in just a bit. But Slop, appreciate you jumping on here. We'll be back on Monday. I guess that is, I don't even know what day that is. August
something
7th, 8th. Somewhere in there. But we'll be back next Monday. Week 1, or I guess Hall of Fame game will be in the books. We can talk about that for a little bit. Talk about the upcoming preseason games, and we'll continue to show you how to take best advantage of all the tools on OddsJam. And as always, if you guys have questions, hit us up with the chat icon in the bottom right corner. Email me, Randall@oddsjam.com. Be happy to help you guys out. Slop, pleasure doing this. We will be back next week.
See you guys then. Later, bro.
See you guys.